The following is a Thorpe TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the SOCS Show, brought to you live from Mr. Holster's ranch way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a big rousing round of applause, because here he comes, direct from the bar, Mr. Holster! I bet he's coming from a bar, Jack. Guy's such a drunk. Mr. Holster. Oh, hey, Mr. Holster, that's me. Howdy, pards. Oh, Jack, what? Come on, Jack. Move over to your director chair. I can't believe we spent all that money on that thing. Came from Italy, leather and everything. You just... It's got to be on the camera, and then you never say anything. Howdy, pards. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Holster. See, Jack got out a nice beverage for us tonight. Let's get this show started off right. To the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all at the same time. Gee, Jack, you should have let me open it up. I missed my whole plug for Machine Gun Kelly. There was no pop in the top. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. Yeah, the sun and the fun is done. The kids are coming back home to go to school. Yeah, gee, I love those kids. Well, I tell you, here we are again, folks. It seems that this week just flew by, and I missed Monday through Thursday by that much. I slipped on the ice this week and hurt my back. How my foot got in that glass, I'll never know. My back was bothering me so much that I went down to the doctor, and he told me to start passing out on a firmer lawn. My doctor sent me a note and said, stop smoking. Yeah, I rolled it and smoked it. My doctor told me I had to stop smoking. I said, why? Because tobacco is bad for me? And he said, no, I just don't want you to light any matches anywhere near you. I asked the doctor if my heart was strong enough for sex, and he said, not if you're going to join in. Cell phones are great, though. I'm glad I've got one, because my doctor told me to run 5 miles a day for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I called him up, and I said, Doctor, I'm 70 miles from home. Now what? I've been having trouble seeing, and my doctor told me I should start standing closer to my eyes. I told my doctor I wanted to stop aging. He gave me a gun. The doctor told me I can't find anything wrong with you. It must be the drinking. And I said, well, fine, Doc. I'll come back later when you sober up. Good monologue tonight, Jack. I like that. I like doctor jokes right now. I do. You know what the difference between a doctor and God is, Jack? God doesn't think he's a doctor. Good stuff, Jack. I tell you, if that doesn't heat you up and cool you down all the same time. This is what we're looking at tonight, because on my birthday, Jack got me a fairly large supply of frangible ammo in 7.62x39 for the AKs, and so I thought I'd get this out because you guys are going to see this on the other channel, Mr. Holster channel. He's got a new show, him and Jack, called, what are we calling that show, Jack? Going Hot. Yeah, Going Hot. And I think one of the first guns we're going to shoot on that show is the AK47. And that show's going to be a little different. It's not going to be centered on the gun, but more it's going to be centered on other things. I can't quite understand it. It's Jack's show. But I got out this Romainian Underfolder, and I've got this new furniture on it. It's all American-made furniture from, what's that, Altamont, I think, made it. Yeah. Very reasonable at $40 for that fore end and the gas tube cover. Very pretty looking too. Goes nice with the pistol grip on it. And I'm really looking forward to shooting this on the hard target range with that frangible ammunition. We've been looking for frangible ammunition for a long time. I still don't know where Jack acquired it. It's kind of suspect, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth because I've been looking for that for a long time. And yeah, it's the classic Underfolder. Is this a Polish magazine, Jack? Well, it's a metal magazine. Polish or Bulgarian, one or the other, right? Yeah. Very excited about that. This is something I wanted to do for a long time, is shoot the AKs at those steel targets, but we just didn't have the frangible ammunition. And now, thanks to Jack and his wheelings and dealings, we have the ammo we need to shoot this on the hard target range. And of course, we have some other AK-47s we'll be getting out on the range also. So I'm getting kind of excited about that. We worked hard the last few days here over the weekend. This Labor Day weekend, we labored. I think that's what a lot of people do on Labor Day weekend. They get all their chores done, all those things they put off all summer long to get their house spruced up, so they get it all cleaned up and looking good, the garden and everything, right before they get snow dumped on them. So we were doing that. We were down there by the ranges. Now they're ranges. The backside of the original shooting range, we took out a bunch of trees to put in a new 22 shooting gallery. So we were cutting down trees for the last 2 days, weren't we, Jack? Yeah, and thank God Jack was there, because I have this rule that I fill the chainsaw up with gas, and I run a tank of gas through it. When I run out of gas, that's it, no more for the day, because I can't be trusted with a chainsaw when I start getting tired. I start doing stupid things. And fortunately, there's no way we would have gotten all the trees down that we did if it weren't for Jack. Yeah, Jack doesn't use that rule at all. You filled it up, what, 4 times yesterday? Yeah, he ran that thing 4 tanks of gas through that chainsaw and cut down a lot of trees. Yeah, quite a number. Matter of fact, I had to stop him at one point because he was going in the wrong direction, and I couldn't. He was like a crazed animal taking trees down, weren't you, Jack? Yeah. Looks great though, Jack. It does. It's just a little wider than we needed. But I'm not complaining. He even got a lot of the trees cut up and stacked. He was working his tail off yesterday, Jack was. So we're very happy about that we're going to have that shooting range done in no time. We're almost to the point. We got to clear out the remainder of the trees we've dropped, clean the area up, but we're almost to the point we can get in there with a bobcat, grade out the floor of the thing, and put in the backstop. And once we do that, boom, we'll be in business, right, Jack? Yeah. So I bet you next weekend we're down there shooting on that new range. We'll have 2 weeks, at least by the 15th of September, Jack. I bet we're done with that by the 15th of September. I know we got a lot of stuff to do. We still haven't gotten the hay up from the. Yeah, I know we got 100,000 pounds of hay to move, but we'll get it done, Jack, and we'll get that shooting range done. And tomorrow we're going to start pulling apart that little shed on the other shooting range and get it out of there so we can expand the original shooting range further back to give us a little more distance. That shooting range only went out to 100 feet. We're going to get it out to 50-yard mark, so we'll have a 50, 25 and 50. And my thought process with that is that you should really nowadays, not so much in the past where you're too concerned about how far you had to shoot, but nowadays I think you really got to be proficient out at 50 yards. You have to hit a plate, maybe a 10-inch plate or a 12-inch plate, probably a 10-inch, and be able to consistently hit it at 50 yards just in case you were in a situation where you had a mass shooter with a gun that needed to be taken out. See, you might be at a further distance. It's not necessarily somebody up close and personal nowadays you have to worry about. So might be useful if at 50 yards you could consistently hit that 10-inch plate. So we wanted to get that thing out to 50 yards. Although we've got it set up with the hard target range where we can put a 10-inch plate up and we can hit that consistently at 50 yards there. There's no problem. And as a matter of fact, on that shooting range, you can go out probably 300 yards. I don't know. You ever measure that, Jack? How far back we could go on the hard target range? Jack, you're... Sorry, man. I thought you were dead. Have you ever measured that? How far that'll go out? No. But you suspect it's probably about 300 yards. Well, that's what I just said, Jack. Yeah. At any rate, we wanted to get it on the other range so we could put up a 6-inch target and shoot at that at 25 yards, and put up a 10-inch target and shoot at that at 50 yards and see where we're hitting. You see, that's the problem with shooting by yourself. Although I got Jack to spot sometimes, but Jack's such a busy guy. He's always, when he's not working security here, he's usually on a date. And then there's those trips to Vegas all the time. At any rate, so I'm out there shooting by myself quite often, and it's awful hard to see where your shots landed when you're shooting on the steel targets and you miss where that went. So I like to get on the other range where I can have a nice big blank piece of paper there that's going to show me where my misses are. So we're excited about all three ranges and getting them set up and getting that instigated, because yeah, we need to get out and sharpen our skills at 50 yards, I feel. So there you go, guys. There's the SOCS Show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And well, that's the SOCS Show for Labor Day weekend, actually. Yeah, there's our special Labor Day weekend SOCS Show. Thanks for tuning in. From Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe. Well, that's pretty good, Jack. That's a 12-minute show. Yeah, that's Jack, I think 12 minutes is probably a little more impressive to have eaten up 12 minutes of somebody's holiday. Can you imagine that? It's their Labor Day, and what are they doing? They're sitting watching me. Talking about sucking up 12 minutes of somebody's life. That's actually 12 minutes that could have been valuable. Oh, shit. This isn't old. Oh, it's on, Jack.